He seemed rather upset. He said, no, I've got an MS-DOS machine at home. I'd much more prefer to keep with the MS-DOS type computer. And I said, no, Jim, once you get a Macintosh and work with it for one day, I said, you'll see that you want the Macintosh. And that's happened.
The first time I turned on the machine was a real eye-opener to me because it was so simple the way the thing worked. You could just look at the screen, and even without any instruction, you could basically understand how to do it.
You realize, that you're doing the same thing on the Mac that you were doing by doing star, copy to blah, 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 blah. You do it instead with your finger and a little pointer and a click of the mouse and a pull down of the menu.
All you do is take this little mouse, which is a little device connected to the machine, and you point it, and the cursor basically moves around the screen to what you want.
When that realization finally gets through to that user, I imagine they go,
They look at the trash can, for instance. The first time you throw something in the trash can, people just laugh. I mean, it happens over and over again. They think that's the greatest thing.
If you want to throw something away, you just pull it down into the trash can.
One simply grabs it with a mouse, drags it to the trash can.
And it goes away. That's right.
That's it.
I think the supreme compliment is the fact that I don't have to worry about that stuff. How do I copy a file, and how do I move it from here to there? And those things are just not the issue with the Mac because they're so easy.
It's very intuitive. I can manage my hard disk. I can keep track of where things are because of the way this desktop is designed.
I could begin word processing immediately. I didn't have to go into a whole series of trying to learn how to do it. In fact, I was turning out reports the same day I started using the Macintosh.
If you sit down for a couple hours, take the book and go at it step by step, you can learn it in those couple hours. Once you learn all the commands, it applies almost to every program that they have.
You can move very easily between a word processing program to a spreadsheet program to a database program with a very short learning curve.
With a Macintosh, the machine doesn't control you, I control it.
I had 4 of them wired up and singing Stand By Me a cappella. That was real good.
At Federal Express, I believe you can go to just about anybody that has a Macintosh sitting on their desk, and they'll tell you that Macintosh is doing the work of 2 or sometimes 3 people.
When you walk in your office, there's nobody there. When you turn that Mac on, it's like you have an assistant with you. And the assistant doesn't say anything, it just works for you.
You can put a brand new person down with a brand new Macintosh, and in 1 week's time, he's productive on it. It doesn't take a lot of training. It doesn't take a lot of programming skills.
Leanne will write me a memo. I'll be able to respond right from my desk without a phone call interruption. I can answer her message whenever I want to while I'm working on a report and a memo while I'm in my mainframe.
You could be working in a graphics program and quite easily flip over to a word processing program, import or export information from a database, or even go to a mainframe application and gather information and go back to your original document all within the same screen by just clicking the mouse. If you remove those Macintoshes from Federal Express today, the work and the productivity and the credibility that is being maintained in each department would quite literally cease to exist.
Blue Cross of California is the largest health insurer in the state of California, and of course what we do is we provide individuals, groups, and businesses with a variety of highly tailored health insurance plans.
In most companies, the Macs come in the back door and funnel up. But here at Blue Cross, it's been the opposite situation. They've actually been mandated to be the standard by a very high level of the company.
Once they started coming in, people around there saw how those who were using Macintoshes were solving their business problems.
And they wanted one for their desk.
Many of the newer applications in the MS-DOS area, the ones that we're most interested in, the power applications, can't run on the bulk of our equipment without very expensive modification or having to buy new equipment. In fact, we're finding that more and more often is the case. And yet with the Macintosh, clear across the range, I can go ahead and use the same software applications all the way from the Mac SE, which is our low-end machine, all the way up to the new 2CX, which is our new standard high-end machine. And that's simply not true in the MS-DOS world, and I think it could potentially be a problem within OS2 itself.
US West Direct publishes the yellow pages for Mountain Bell, Pacific Northwest Bell, and Pacific Bell. And we were doing little yellow page ads and that type of thing. It was great. But I quickly realized that I could do a lot more with it than draw ads. And that's really where it kind of took off. At that point, my regional vice president came down and saw what I was doing and said, well, this is great. It just kept going on. And she says, well, can you do this for the whole office maybe? I said, sure, why not? And then this came completely out of the blue. It was suggested that we might want to use this program to track sales for all of US West Direct. And that kind of blew my mind a little bit. I thought, well, yeah, this is great. We can do this. So now we are set up in 30 offices across the United States with relational, multi-user, remote hooked up networks, which is pretty complicated stuff. It's simple, but the sophistication is there. I think that's the part of it that really gets people excited, because you can get past that layer of technically how do I use this machine and how do I get it to do that, and you can start concentrating on all the wonderful things that it can do.
Pizza Hut is the largest pizza chain in the world. Our sales volume puts us third in the food service industry, just behind McDonald's and Burger King.
In MIS, we like to keep things very simple, and that means we've got one computer platform. By doing that, maintenance is easy, training is easy, this is all there is. However, sometimes there's an overwhelming reason to get another computer platform, and that happened on the Macintosh.
We had people that would not touch a computer. When we got the Mac in, those people got into that computer, and within a day, they were using it, and they weren't afraid of it any longer.
One of the driving factors that has put the Macintosh in the forefront is the ability to use electronic mail. We put Microsoft Mail on the system, and I simply send a message over to some coworker and say, can you give me this information? At their convenience, they respond to it. At their convenience, they send me the response back. By the end of the day, I have my answer. Literally, hours are saved every day because we have that email system.
You have faster communications, you have better quality preparation of data, of graphs, you can do analysis, you can do beautiful charts and graphs if you need them. What it does is gives you a sense that you're going to be able to act.
At some point, and it's almost magical when you see it happen, these people are sitting there working away and it becomes second nature. The mouse is there, the keyboard is there, but they've taken the machine, it's become part of them. It is no longer an adversary, it is simply a support tool that they can use. And at that point, the Macintosh is doing what it's supposed to do.
You get real dependent on your Macintosh because it becomes an extension of your own personality. People want to dress up the desktop and name it little names, and it's, you know, it's part of you.
Now, I look at the machine as just a part of what I am. It's a part of what I do every day. As a matter of fact, I couldn't imagine not using the machine trying to get any work done because I use it for so many different things.
It's like being a child again, when you go ahead and find the new things that you can do with this machine to go ahead and make your own work more effective, more productive, and more professional.
So I'm still able to do my job, I'm just able to do it easier and faster without the frustrations that I felt before.
There have been instances where, because of realignments, a person's assigned to a new area. And unfortunately, when they get there, they no longer have the Mac on their desk, they've got an IBM. It's a big problem.
If somebody tried to take this away from me, I'd cut off their arm, I think.
Nobody gives them up willingly.